Somebody can say something about you and you not be fazed at all. You have arrived to a place like no other.
Hello, Internet family. Once again, it's Pastor Jason, and I'm delighted to be before your presence. I'm glad to be able to share something out of the Word of God with you. Just a small excerpt from something I preached on Sunday morning here at Greater Life Church. And if I could title it, I would title it, God is Stretching You. That's right. God is stretching you. Genesis chapter 22 records God, Abraham, and Isaac's encounter. It is where God tells Abraham that he wants him to offer his son Isaac as a burnt offering. Well, as you do a study on the people and the times and Genesis chapter 22 itself, you will find that God never commands children's sacrifices. That was just a little food for thought. I don't want anybody to view this broadcast and think that God ever commanded children's sacrifices. He asked him to give his son as a burnt offering to show him something, to prove something, and to recognize something inside of Abraham. Just do a study and you'll find that to be true. But when it comes to the stretching, God will oftentimes ask you for something that is of great value to you, of great sacrifice towards you, to stretch you. What do you mean stretch? He wants to stretch your faith. He brings Abraham to the place called Mount Moriah. Abraham ties down his son Isaac to the altar. He lifts the knife to afflict his son. And out of heaven, the angel of the Lord calls Abraham, Abraham. In this moment, we learn a valuable lesson. That God doesn't stop him while they're on their way up the mountain. He doesn't stop him while they're building the altar. He doesn't stop him when he ties his son down. God waits till the last minute when the knife is up in the air and ready to come down on his son Isaac. And he calls from heaven and tells Abraham, don't touch your son. In this moment, I looked at the text and said, this is a moment of stretching. This is where God will stretch your faith. Abraham believed God. He believed that God was able, if not to provide another sacrifice instead of Isaac, but to raise Isaac up from the dead again if he had to, according to Hebrews 11, verse 19. But God does something that I think is amazing. He stretches him to the point where Abraham's faith is now activated. He's now believing God like never before on another level. He doesn't know how God is going to provide. He doesn't know what God is going to do. God has not sent him a memo in advance. He does not know. All he knows is I have to obey the Lord and do what he's called me to do, and the Lord will provide. At this point of his life, he has experienced a stretching like no other. Every believer will go through a place in their life where God stretches their faith, where he brings you out of the comfortable place that you are and brings you into another place where you didn't even think you could exist. That's right. I learned this through exercise. As I was exercising and working out with an individual, I found this to be true. I pushed them as I was pushing myself. They said they couldn't do it, only to find out at the end of the exercise that they were able to do it. But they were only able to do it because they were pushed or stretched. And God will stretch you past your comfort just to show you not only that you do have more faith than you thought you had, but you can do more than you ever thought you could do. God will stretch you, and he stretches us not to break us. He stretches us to make us better believers, better servants, better disciples, better children of God than we were before. Abraham was stretched. You'll be stretched. I'll be stretched. But most of all, God will be glorified. Be encouraged, internet family, in this, that God will allow you to go through a stretching to make you better. Even after Jesus talked to Peter in Luke chapter 22, verse 31 and verse 32, he shows Peter that you're going to go through something, but when you go through it and come back to me, I want you to help somebody else. Your stretching is not just for you. It's to be a blessing to somebody else. And I would like to just add this little bit, if I could, and that is this: you aren't even as good as you shall be. That's right. There's more to you. There is more that God is going to get out of you. But most of all, there's a better you on the way. That's right. And it comes through valleys. It comes through storms. It comes through life's experiences and challenges where you're able to walk with God and say things like the psalmist said, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for God is with me. That's right. Be encouraged, internet family, in this. God is stretching you, but he's stretching you to make you better. You're going to be a blessed person after this, and you're going to be a blessing to somebody else as well. Once again, I'm Pastor Jason Miller. I pastor Greater Life Church. Come by and visit us. Come by and enjoy our services. We are located at 191 Humboldt Street in Trenton, New Jersey. Our hours of service are Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. And for Bible study, we meet on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m. And I also would ask you to do me a great favor, and that is go to our YouTube channel. It is youtube.com, Pastor J609. And I would ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get updates on weekly messages that we upload to our channel. I would also ask that you share it with somebody else. Not only do I ask you to share the channel, but I ask you to come visit. But when you come visit, bring somebody with you. It's always more fun when you can partner with somebody and come to a new church or a church that you've come to before. I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to praying for you. I look forward to hugging your neck and showing you some love. I hope you look forward to the same. God bless you.